to the ice for their pregame warm-up, presented by Scott Credit Union. Yours.
BlueNote Fan Report! Aloha and mahalo. And yes, I am late, but that is not unprofessional. It is one of those things that happens when your mic decides not to work. But here I am, along with E. Guido and Mr. John Hefner and Ryan Green, Maddie, Tammy's here, Sammy's here. We got Wendy here. No Kairu tonight. Just found out he has an illness and will not be playing tonight. She did it to me again. Hello, Miss Ashley.
Hello.
Oh, we got Tanner here. I'm trying to get a hold of everybody. I got baby powder, Ryan. Schedule said 6:30. He's 2 minutes late, and I'm waiting for him. Waited. I'm sorry, Ryan. Oh, I'm so sorry. Dog ate your homework kind of thing. Kind of, sort of. Just different things going on. Kevin T is here. Probably won't stay up for the game, though. Yeah, late game for the St. Louisans. It's one of those West Coast games that you guys hate, and I absolutely love. Right?
I like it as long as it's a weekday.
Yeah, for me, these are the games I like. Friday's game, I think, is
Yeah,
8.
that one I might not be able to make post game because I work at 4.
And then Saturday, though, is a 9 o'clock game. Right? Saturday night is a 9 p.m. game.
I didn't know we played Friday and Saturday, so yeah. I
Right?
might only be able to do pregame.
Okay, so I have a quote that I'd like to put out. I got a hold of Gary Unger on Monday night.
Sweet.
And talked to Gary, and Gary said he is very happy for Vladimir Tara-Sen-ko, and he can easily see him passing him in the next season or so. So, Gary was really, Gary actually thought he had more points with the Blues than he actually had.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah. So he thought he had in the 625 or something like that. And I kind of had to, I corrected him, and I apologized. And he says, no, I needed correcting. I didn't know. And I knew you knew. JT Miller blamed himself for the loss on Monday. Look for him to bounce back, I guess. I can see that. I can see that in some ways, but you know what? That's, to me, JT Miller blaming himself for a loss is the same thing as Ryan O'Reilly blaming himself for a loss.
Exactly what I was thinking.
It has the same feel to it. So it doesn't have that oomph to it. It doesn't have that strength to it to me. Right? Tonight, I think tonight is important in a couple of different areas and ways and means. And I got to get the air going on me. There's no air blowing out here today. Turn that fan a little bit so I'm feeling it a little more. There we go. Cool me down a little bit. Will we do okay without our speed?
Absolutely.
Kyrie really hasn't been on top of his game for a while. I actually think this is good for him.
Yeah, I think that he needs this little breather. He hasn't played this many games in a season before. Yeah. I think that, it's only one game, hopefully. Hopefully he'll bounce back from whatever illness this is quickly. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to affect the Blues that much with him missing a game.
Okay, so I want to address this real quick. John says we'll be out of the wild card race with we will be out of the wild card race with this win. And okay, well, I think I see what he's saying. So really, you got to look at this differently. We are in fourth in points, but we're not in fourth.
No, in points percentage, we're in third.
Yeah, we're in third. The Nashville's got 2 games in hand on us. So, and we're only a point behind them, I think, or 2 points behind them. I think it's 79 to 81 or something like that. So, I mean, it's really, in all actuality, it's not enough. And not only that, I was looking at the schedule today because I seen a lot of people that were, oh my goodness, Sports Freak in his defense.
I am confident in our defensemen. I am not confident with defensive play.
Well, actually, I'm a little more confident after the game against the last game because they broke down.
It's going to take more than one game for me to get confident in that.
Yeah, and that's true, but they broke down and it wasn't huge breakdowns. I guess Uso's going in tonight.
Yes.
I'm okay with that. We have
and
two
I'm sorry
games
for
in
the
hand
crying
against,
dog. The crying dog. It's raining,
you know
so
what?
I can't
That's
take
just
her
gonna
out.
happen. Maybe someone can actually stay with the guy going past the blue line since Kairu is out, since he leaves everyone in the dust. Well, I mean, that's an interesting point. One of the problems that I see with the Blues right now is, and I don't want to say it so I don't get in trouble, but it's zone entry and exit, right?
With emphasis on the exit.
Well, and actually, to me, the emphasis needs to be on the entry. And hear me out. I know where you're going, but hear me out. The reason I say that the emphasis needs to be on the entry is because they're not spending enough time in the offensive zone to alleviate the pressure of the defensive zone. That you're not going to always get the puck out. You're not always going to get it out, but you should always get it in. Right? You should always be able to get the puck into the zone because you're controlling the puck. The puck is on your stick. You control it.
You see, I'll agree with you to an extent, but the reason why I consider it to get it out of the defensive zone is you can't even get into the offensive zone if you don't get out of the defensive zone.
True point.
And we have difficulty getting out of our own zone. We allow sustained pressure for way too long.
Right? They make line changes at the wrong time, it seems a lot. And that's
I agree with that too.
Kevin.
And that's on coaching.
Yeah, and it is. That can't be good for the dog. That is a beagle. That's an outdoor beagle that wants to be outdoors.
No, he's referring to what Chris Lambert said. His Yorkie is delivering baby puppies.
Oh, I'm dealing with
he
the dog.
said
Okay.
children. So
okay, I didn't see it completely. Right. Well, it depends. Most dogs, you know what? There's only like 2 or 3 breeds that can't deliver naturally. Mm-hmm. Right. And I know one of them is the English Bulldog. Mm-hmm. Right. Because the way they've been bred, the dogs' heads are too big. Right. For the female dog to pass. So I know they have to be C-sex. That's why they cost so much. That's why an English Bulldog puppy, papered is like $5,000. Mm-hmm. Right? Papers, you're talking $7,000, $8,000, $9,000. So I'm just going to find me a rescue when I get home. Tammy says you both made great points. Jeff thinks you're right because Jeff thinks I'm wrong.
It's all right. I have nothing but love for Jeff.
I know that, and he knows I'm joking with him. Jeff does. Our problem is when we dump and chase, everyone is standing still when it's dumped. It's not so much. It is the dump and chase, but it's not that so much. The problem with the dump and chase is there's not this cohesiveness of that's what we're doing. There's no communication going into the zone, and a lot of times you see this like Falk. Falk will do this, and I love Falk, right? You know I'm a Falketeer. I love Falk. I love what he's doing, and I can't believe 17 people are watching us. Wow. Thank you.
This late at night, I'm impressed.
Yeah, Dale Clerk and Tammy Pemberton on Facebook. Thank you. If you're doing it on YouTube, I thank you too. I just can't see it and don't get to see your names, but I greatly appreciate it. Kevin says the guys cross the blue line and everyone else is headed to the bench. That is a huge thing. That right there, Kevin, is really big, and it does take a lot out. Right? Take a lot out.
Hey, JT.
Matt Lowe, I was being, thank you, Ash. Oh, wait, Matt Lowe, I knew you were being a smart ass. I'm okay with that. You know, I'm, you know, guys, let me say something here, right? When I do this show, it's not always me. It's an act. And I say that because it's like this with anybody that does it. I try to be very authentic. I do. The debate. You call it arguing. I call it debate. I enjoy it. Right? I don't argue to argue. I debate to debate. But at the same point, I'm trying to be very authentic. Well, when I'm with people that I know and love, people, you get any of my shipmates out here, and you've had a couple of them, right? Been able to talk, and they'll tell you that's kind of how I act with them, right? Getting on them and things like that, and telling them they're wrong, or I'm going to kick your butt, or things like that's just how I react around them, and that's the authenticity that comes through in my show. And I get why you think, oh, it's the shoulders that are too big for the bulldogs. Thank you, Sammy. My dog is a rescue. I love rescue dogs. When you get home, are you moving back? I want to. I just need to keep working on things, right? I would rather see the dump and chase than the blind drop passes. I'm okay with the drop pass. It just needs to be done better, right? JT Ramirez, hey buddy, how you doing? Looks like the Hawks will be wearing a special patch tomorrow and Sunday. That will be the 1000th game for Jonathan Toews, their captain. Really good. You're getting a little bit, what's up, Ashley? They all love you.
Oh, I love them too.
Vladimir's on fire and will score. Sammy, I can see that, my friend. I absolutely can. I also see Perron being on fire right now. If you have pups and want somewhere to give them, if you don't need the money, donate to Service Dog Organization. Chris, that is great. I don't think
that Yorkies would be good service dogs, but I'm sure Chris will keep that in mind.
Well, it really depends. It's not. So you got to understand, a lot of these service dogs are more emotional support dogs.
Yeah, right? A Yorkie could do the emotional support, but not
but
service dog.
So a lot of the dogs. So remember at the Don Brown event, right? I had a service dog organization there. Mm-hmm. And they brought one of the dogs over to me. And at first they wouldn't because, oh, no, he's a working dog. I said, well, I'm the host of this. Oh, okay. And this dog went right up to me and just started, pawing under my hand and that. And she looked at me and she said, are you okay? And I said, yeah. She says, he's sensing right now that you're in stress. And I'm like, well, I'm a veteran and all of that. And she's like, wow. I mean, he sensed it. This is great training. I mean, for him, it's great training because he sensed it and went right to it. So I really appreciate that. JT says the guy put up with me, so you're good. I'm not sure what that is. Where that's coming from, Sports Freak. It kills any momentum they have. I know what Kevin's talking about. I'm jumping around here a little bit, trying to catch up. I mean, the comments are coming. Wow.
Yeah, they are.
Kairu out. Yes, Kyle Hauser. We know that.
I think he was asking us to tell him, not informing us. That's why there was a question mark. But yes, Kairu is out.
Kairu out. Yes, Kairu is out. Illness. Yeah. Okay. I didn't see that. Thank you. I'm trying to get this as quick as I can.
Oh, no, you're totally fine.
I think at least in the YouTube chat that we like going back and forth with you, even if we argue about stuff, we all know, and Guy says all the time, that's what the show is about. Well, Matt Lowe, I appreciate that, right? I really do appreciate that. And that, that makes me, that if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. And Matt Lowe, you kind of get it. You were giving me crap for being a couple minutes late. Okay. that's what this is. And that's okay.
I was even later than you. So
Chris Shockey says Yorks make good PTSD dogs. DP57, most goals in the league for the month of March. Was he the most or second most?
No, he was the most.
Most? I thought there was somebody else that was up there. I'd have to look at it. JT has a Yorkie. Share by being part of the show. I think he's talking about sharing the show. I appreciate that. I hope they're ready for the fourth period, first of the game. Yeah, this is. I don't think this will be a carryover game.
I don't
Robert
either.
Thomas is elite. He's getting there. He's not there yet. He's getting there. And Ashley, are you from St. Louis? Right? She can,
Yep.
Yeah, she's connected to St. Louis. We have to be very careful. Guys, you have to understand there are certain things that we need to be private about here.
I'm in the St. Louis area.
Yeah. You have to understand, this does not just go out to you. This gets recorded. It gets put on YouTube. It gets put on Facebook. We have to be very careful about some of the information we put out.
Yep.
Right? I don't want to say I have a stalker, but I have somebody that is putting me through the ringer. And that is one thing that I have to be very careful about. So I am very careful about what information I put out now. Right? JT's from Dallas. I have an uncle that lives out that way. Sports Freak's got a lab that loved to spin. I knew a lady next door to me used to raise labs. She loved them too. And speaking of labs, the Blues need to act like labs tonight, right? They need to be retrievers of the puck. Absolutely. They need to be on that puck completely. They need to think of that puck as an extension of them, and not something that, we're just going to shoot it down and let the other team get it and reset. Stop resetting, right? It kills you every single time. And you know, a lot of different things going on. I had Wendy came on the show yesterday. Yeah, that was a you know, Wendy. I gotta thank Nick, right? Nick, you know, you look at somebody who, you know what, Matt, I would if this person wasn't doing the things that they were doing. This is not something to be flattered about. Trust me. Brad Pond, win the playoffs. So we're trying to get there, bud. Chris, you should come to my house. I'm not sure. I was talking about Shockey. Oh, that's right. They'll be in Dallas this weekend. You know what, JT? You got to go check out in this weekend, and I'm not sure where it is. Shockey, if you can put it up. The St. Louis Blues Warriors, Alpha, Bravo, I think all 4 teams are going to be in Dallas for a tournament this weekend. Now, Delta's not a travel team. This is the first time that Delta's been allowed to travel.
That's exciting. Yeah,
it is. And, I wish I could be there. I wish I could be part of them. A couple of the Dallas Delta guys have reached out to me and wanted me to know that, you know, they consider me part of their team. So I really appreciate that. And I know that Chris, Allen, Texas Event Center. There you go. So that's where it's going to be at, JT, the Allen, Texas Event Center. I'm just kidding, guy. Thanks, Matt. Well, I just, you know, I don't want to talk about the situation. I brought it up enough. I'm done with it for right now.
We done.
Second time. Philly was the first. Okay, so they got to travel to Philly. I didn't know if they got to travel to Philly. Family in San Antonio, McAllen, Texas. You know, on a side note, how about the Cardinals spring training score today? That was a football score.
That right? Was. I had to do a triple take on that because I don't really watch baseball.
15 runs in the eighth inning.
In the eighth inning.
That's
I was
game.
Just flabbergasted.
They scored a game worth of runs in the eighth inning. They scored 2 games worth of runs in the eighth inning.
Yeah.
Right?
I will, Josh.
Okay. It was absolute crazy, man. Absolute crazy. So for me tonight, what I'm expecting out of the Blues, first of all, is you got to come into this game and you have to have short-term memory loss. Right? You absolutely have to have short-term memory loss. You have to come into this game and not remember what happened in the last game. Now, I know you say, wait a minute. Why would you do that? Because they won the last game. That's exactly why you need that short-term memory loss. Right? For the Canucks, it's the exact opposite. You know what, Kevin? I want to know if I can highlight that on one of the upcoming shows. If we can show that sweater you got on one of the shows tonight, probably the post game. I know you may not be there, but I would like it. Way to go, Hockey Warriors! Such a great they are a great organization, right? A great bunch of men and women. You know, I wouldn't be where I'm at now if it wasn't for them, and I absolutely love these guys, and I think they know it. Right? What I forgot what you said, Chris. I got what I said, Chris. I picked David Perron to score first and the Blues 4-2 win. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Elijah, want me to join the intermission shows? I could. You know what, Wendy? Why not? We can pop you on the intermissions. I think that will help. I would like to hear from that because I know that you're rooting for Vancouver. I get it. Jamal. I don't think I've ever seen Jamal before.
Hi, Jamal.
Hey, Jamal, welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. We're happy to have you. I'm Guy the Y Blues fan. It's Ashley Slapshot Jones, and this is the show that's by a fan, for the fan, and about a fan. Must be one of Wendy's friends. That's why. We love Wendy. Please, we will take all 3. Well, this is a reverse Western Canadian swing, right? Normally, when they do the Western Canadian swings, they hit Edmonton or Calgary first, then the opposite one, and then swing over to Vancouver. Sometimes they will do the reverse, and that's what they're doing here. They're hitting Vancouver, then Edmonton, and then going up to Calgary for these 3 games. They get a day in between, which usually is good because they usually like spending time in either Edmonton or Calgary, depending on which one they're at. And Ash, check your Twitter.
I will when I get off. Right? I try not to.
I know what he's sending you. Kevin, I didn't know if you heard what I seen. I would like to highlight that in a later tonight, if you're okay with that, bud. I'm looking to
Jamal,
see if you.
That's cool.
Right, where are we at?
He said, "I'm from Syria." Like Brandon.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. So that's cool. So I know where Jamal comes from. So Wendy last season did a 9-hour trade deadline special.
Oh.
And because he did it so early in the morning, he got a lot of European fans who started following him. Well, Wendy has since started, connecting to my page. So you're getting that. He's been sharing my stuff. So now we're starting to get some of that. Okay. Brandon Saad is not actually from Pennsylvania.
He grew up in Pennsylvania, but he was born in Syria.
And he grew up in Pittsburgh, outside of Pittsburgh, because his uncle played for the Penguins, if I remember correctly. Right? Yeah, that's fine. Got to research when the sweater is from. We can kind of. I know you sent something out to Kelly. I can also take that sweater and send it out to a few people that I know that might be able to help with that, and see if we can. Let me go back just a little bit more. I'm trying to make it right. I revamped the studio, so the way the camera is now, I have to be farther away than closer, so when we put this up, it doesn't cover my face. Right. So that's what I'm kind of doing here, trying to make it to where my face doesn't get covered. You guys can still hear me and all of that. So the studio's a little more mobile within that.
Understood.
Right. He found Wendy's channel from a stream. I've never seen Jamal before. Sorry. Okay. Well, he found you from a stream, Wendy, and you know what? Now you know you have a new fan, my friend. And we'll go from there. And I thought, that orange shirt. Oh, that thing is ugly. I seen it too. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
This practice jersey. Oh my God, it is absolutely ugly. They got Demko in net tonight. I don't know. He's got a good record. I just don't think that I want to see the Blues come through. And first thing they got to do is win an opening faceoff. And from the opening faceoff, control the center ice. Trying not to say the 2 words that Golf King doesn't like me saying.
I'll say it, neutral zone. They have to control the neutral zone. Golf King can just... You didn't say it, I said it.
Right? They need to do that. And then the other thing that they absolutely have to do is net front presence tonight. Right? That's where the goals they got came from that. Right? They got a breakaway. And break. That creates net front presence, where Perron's first goal, he's right in front of the net. Tara-Sen-ko's first goal, right in front of the net, on the side of the net, gets his own rebound. The other goal, Tara-Sen-ko's shot that bounces off of Scandella, right? Net front presence. That is the type of things that you need to do. Sports Freak, play good D in front of the goalie and control in the neutral zone.
I think Tammy's got it right, though. We need to score first. We have got to stop.
It does help. I think that when you teams know that we can come back, but you can't rely on that. And that's what I think they were doing. They were relying on the fact that we can come back.
And they got to stop. They have just got to go out there and get to business, score goals, don't get behind. And yes, Robert Morton, kiss.
Yep. I'm with you there, Bob. I'm with you there. Bob's getting jiggy with it.
Yeah.
Right? Bob's getting jiggy with it. Bob and Chase getting jiggy with it. Right?
Chase
is my little boy. When I met Chase, now Chase is just now 2 years old. So when I met him, he was a year and a half, right? Chase looked at me like I was a foreign object that he'd never seen before. And he was like, why do I have to deal with you? I have ice cream. Let me eat my ice cream and leave me alone.
Oh my
Right?
goodness. He's such a cutie pie. I haven't met him in person,
Yeah.
but he's adorable.
Right. Well, Jackson and Alex were just running around, being fun, having a good time with me. You know, it was neat to meet me. You know, they consider me an uncle, and I appreciate that. Our offense is the only problem when they don't back check. That right there, that is what I've been talking about from the beginning. That is more of an issue than any other issue we have. The back check is your offensemen being defenders. Right?
I've been saying it for a while too.
Right? Yeah. So what the warm-up jersey the Canucks are wearing are
okay. Then it makes
First
sense.
Nation. Okay, and again, that's great. They're hard to look at. And I'll say that so I don't go too much.
I haven't seen them yet, but
yeah. Kevin, I agree, but there's but at some time let's focus on our defense. That is
our defense.
See, that's the thing. Sports Freak, this is the thing that you and me have disagreed and debated so much about. When you say defense, you put it all on the defenseman. Believe it or not, the NHL defenseman is not a defender all the time, right? He's not. And I know that our buddy, oh man, I'm freaking. See, this is what happens when I get going like this. Kevin, not Kevin, our buddy with the Warriors. I can't think of his name. Shockey, right? Shockey, right? Shockey says, you know, and he hears this. The coaches say this: when you don't have the puck, you are a defenseman. You are a defender. Well, that's the thing. Our team forgets that. They don't act like they're the defender when they don't have that, right? And that's where I think that there's a lot that gets missed. I'm considering going to the Blackhawks game Sunday to see Taves get his silver stick. Oh, that would be cool. If you do take pictures or you know what, Wendy, we can set you up and have you come on do a show with you after the game. I think I can do something. You always work with me, Wendy. You know, I will do whatever. Wendy, you've helped me so much. I'll do whatever I can to help you. Right. We can't always score goals. We have to always score goals. You're never going to win a game 0-0.
Nope.
Right. What is your pick for tonight's score? Well, we're at that point, I guess. Yeah, we're getting to that point. Ashley, what's your thing with the score?
I'm too nervous to pick the game, but I will say that I'm hoping the Blues come out of the first leading 1-0.
They look like a bunch of traffic cones. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Wendy, but I didn't want to say anything because they're celebrating. God, I can't keep up with the comments, guys. Great. I love this and think I want 100 of you. Guy, you know my views and you still got it wrong. I didn't get it wrong. Shockey, I couldn't come up with Shockey's name. Wendy, they look like the Illinois Road in the summer. 4-2 Blues. 5-4 OTF Canucks.
Yes,
Overtime.
that's
overtime. Okay. 4-3 Blues. It's time to get into playoff mode. That I agree with. 3-1 win. 5-3 Blues unless we get a shutout.
I just don't see it being that high. Like if I were to guess the game, I'm gonna think it's gonna be a 3-2 game. I just don't
see something close. I see something close to what you saw in the last time, right? 4-1, 4-2, something along that line.
I just really don't see a 4-goal game, but I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I'm hoping the Blues get the 4.
So the Blues beat them 3-1 and then 4-1, right? So they've had a pretty good. I like Rogers Arena. I like the look of that outdoor. The Rogers Arena and the Saddle Dome, the one in Calgary. I really like the look of the buildings, right? The outside buildings. I really, really like those. I like buildings like that. I like buildings that it doesn't. When you look at it, you don't know what it is right away, right? So I really do like that. You know, and that's why I think that this is going to be somewhere around a 3-1, 4-1. 4-2, 5-2 game. It's going to be somewhere in that in that frame. And I think that the Blues are going to focus on more defensive play. And because they're going to focus on defensive play, once they get up, they're going to back off.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy,
that's what I'm nervous about.
You could be right. I don't see it today. One of the things, first of all, Vancouver's in a fight for their playoff life, right? And if the Blues were solidly in second, I would absolutely agree with you on that, right? But because they're not solidly in second and they're harboring on that third spot, they're going to be more in playoff mode, and that's what I think they're going to be. They came out like the desperate team in the first period on Monday. If they come out like the desperate team again in the first period, Vancouver doesn't stand a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Jason says you can usually look around the league in the earlier games to get a glimpse of the score, and for some odd reason it happens. Yeah, I've seen that before. Vancouver is just a bubble team. They're when I wrote that article about my top 10 contenders, I had someone lambaste me. How can you have a legitimate list and not have Vegas and Edmonton on there? And my answer was one of those two teams not going to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Playoffs. Talking about playoffs. I know nobody gets that. I know I'm too old. I know you don't get it. Do you get that?
Not at all.
That was from, and I can't think of his name now, a New Orleans Saints coach.
Oh.
Went on a rant. If you type playoffs into YouTube and just type it like 2 or 3 times, you'll see it. I can't remember his name, but it was great. Vancouver's a good team that isn't a playoff roster. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Wendy. I absolutely will. Then I get Jason with we talking about practice. Yeah. That's probably another one. A Rams fan. You're not going to find a lot of Rams fans here, my friend. Well, guys, it's almost game time. So this is Guy, the Y Blues fan, Bradley Slapshot Jones, saying wherever you're watching the show now is where you can find the intermission report. I try and come in when the game's right around 1 minute. So we got the full time. And then I'll start talking once the game's over on my clock, which is probably about 30 seconds behind, maybe a minute behind. Right? Okay, guys. No, he was not the Colts coach. Was he the Colts coach? I swore he was the New Orleans Saints coach at the time. I could be wrong. Wrong. Right? But, I'll have to look it up. Okay, guys, have a great game, and I'll see you at the first intermission. Aloha!